$340. That's what the dealership quoted me to restore my headlights. Both sides. Same-day service. They walked me out to my car, pointed at the foggy yellow plastic, and told me that at night I was driving with about 40% of my actual headlight output. Safety issue. Needed to be done soon. I almost said yes. Then a guy in the waiting room, in his mid-60s, a retired mechanic, leaned over and said 6 words that saved me hundreds of dollars. He said, "Don't pay them for sandpaper, kid." That sentence sent me down a rabbit hole. What I found out about why headlights actually fog up, why every method you've ever heard of failed within 3 months, and what shops are really charging you for. That's what this video is about. Today, we're covering 6 things the auto detailing industry doesn't want you to know. The yellowing lie, why toothpaste is a trap, the missing step that ruins every do-it-yourself job, the actual $3 method, the ultraviolet secret that makes it last 5 years, and exactly who profits every time your headlights cloud over again. Stick with me to the end because the last part costs nothing, and it's the entire reason this method actually works long-term. Let's get into it. The yellowing lie. Here's what nobody tells you when you buy a car. Your headlights are not made of glass. They haven't been for about 30 years. Every modern car on the road has polycarbonate plastic headlight lenses. Lighter, cheaper, shatter-resistant, and they yellow under sunlight like a cheap kitchen container left on a windowsill. Polycarbonate by itself cannot survive UV exposure. So from the factory, every headlight gets coated with a thin, protective film. A clear coat designed to take the UV hit instead of the plastic underneath. That coating is the only thing standing between your $400 headlight assembly and the sun. And it has an expiration date, about 3 to 5 years depending on your climate. After that, the coating starts breaking down. You see it as yellowing first, then cloudiness, then that hazy, milky look that scatters your light beam in every direction except where it needs to be. Here's the part that matters. The plastic underneath is still perfectly fine. The lens isn't damaged. The lens isn't ruined. The factory clear coat is dead. That's it. That's the entire problem. And once you understand that one fact, the entire restoration industry starts looking very different. Because if the actual problem is a $3 layer of failed clear coat, why is the dealer charging $340 to fix it? We'll come back to that. But first, let's talk about why everything you've already heard didn't work. Why toothpaste is a trap. You have seen the videos. Squirt toothpaste on a rag, scrub it on the headlight for 5 minutes, and then show a dramatic before and after. It looks like magic. It looks like a saved $300. The headlights are crystal clear by the end of the video. But here is what they do not show you. 3 weeks later, the haze comes panic, and it is worse than before. Here is why. Toothpaste contains a mild abrasive. When you scrub it on a clouded headlight, you are not cleaning it, you are sanding it. You are removing the failed ultraviolet clear coat along with a thin slice of polycarbonate underneath. For about 4 to 8 weeks, the headlights look incredible. Then they cloud over again and faster than before. Why? Because the failed protection just got removed, exposing virgin polycarbonate to direct sunlight with zero protection on top. That is not a restoration. That is accelerated damage with a delay timer. The same exact thing happens with baking soda and vinegar, magic eraser, bug spray, WD-40, and every viral trick that has ever made the rounds online. They all do the same thing. They temporarily polish away the symptom while guaranteeing the problem comes back twice as fast. Then it gets scrubbed again, clouds again, Scrubbed again, clouds again. Each time, more plastic disappears. Each round of so-called restoration brings the lens closer to actually needing replacement. That is the very thing the toothpaste was supposed to prevent. And that brings us to the missing step that ruins every do-it-yourself headlight job ever recorded. The missing step. Look at any free tutorial on headlight restoration. They all end the same way. Wipe down the lens, hold it up to the camera, look how clear it is. Done. Video ends. That's where they all stop. And that's exactly why those headlights refogged within a season. The polishing is half the job, maybe less than half. The actual restoration has 2 stages, not 1. Stage 1, remove the failed clear coat and oxidized polycarbonate. Sandpaper, polish, abrasive of any kind, that part is easy. Stage 2, apply a new UV protective layer to replace what was just removed. Without Stage 2, you have exposed naked polycarbonate sitting under the sun, in the rain, under road salt, under bird droppings, under everything. It will cloud again. Not maybe, not eventually. It will cloud again, and it will happen faster than the original because there is nothing protecting it. This is the single piece of information that separates a 3-month fix from a 5-year fix. And it is the piece every cheap tutorial leaves out. Now here is the question that should be bothering you. If adding UV protection back is this critical, why does the dealership never mention it? Why do the tire shops offering headlight restoration as an add-on not mention it? You know the answer. We will get to it. First, the actual method, the actual $3 method. Here is what professional restoration is, stripped of the marketing. It is a multi-grit wet sanding process using sandpaper that costs $3 to $5 for a full variety pack at any hardware store. The grits matter. 400, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. Each one removes the scratches left by the one before it, getting progressively finer until the surface is smooth enough to look glass clear. The water keeps the surface cool and carries the removed material away so it does not re-scratch the lens. The whole abrasive stage takes about 10 minutes per headlight. That is it. That is what the dealership is doing in the back when they take your car for restoration. Sandpaper and water. Nothing exotic, nothing patented, nothing that requires a $340 invoice. The kits sold at auto parts stores for $25 are the same thing in a fancier box. Sandpaper, a small bottle of polish, and a microfiber pad. The professional machine polishers detailers use are just power tools doing the same abrasive work faster. Faster, not better. By hand or by machine, the underlying process is identical. Remove the dead coating, smooth the plastic underneath. If the job stops there, the headlights will fog up again in 8 weeks. That is why the job does not stop there. This is where the secret comes in. The UV secret. The other ingredient nobody mentions costs between $8 and $25. UV-resistant clear coat in an aerosol can. The cheap version runs about $8. The professional 2K version with the activator built into the can, the same stuff body shops use, runs $20 to $25. Either one will last years. This is what every cheap tutorial skipped. This is what the dealership is actually selling when they charge $340. Sandpaper and a can of clear coat. 3 thin passes of UV clear coat sprayed over freshly sanded polycarbonate becomes the new factory UV layer. It performs the exact same role the original coating played. It takes the sun damage instead of the plastic underneath. Most quality clear coats are rated for 5 to 7 years of UV exposure before they start to degrade. And when they do degrade, you sand them off and spray a new layer. The lens underneath stays untouched forever. That's the entire trick. That's the whole 5-year secret. Total materials, $11 on the low end, $30 on the high end. Total time, under 30 minutes for both headlights. So now, we come back to the question. Who benefits? 3 groups make money every time a driver does not know this. First, the dealerships. $340 for a service that costs them maybe $15 in materials and 20 minutes of a technician's time. The markup is not 100%. It is more than 1,000%. They know exactly what they are doing. They are not lying about the result. They are sanding and clear coating the lights. They are just charging 30 times what the materials cost. Second, the detailers and quick lube shops. Same playbook, smaller markup, $80 to $150 per pair. Same materials, same process, same outcome. The only thing they are selling is the fact that the customer did not know about the clear coat step. Third, and this is the big one, the headlight replacement industry. Here is what happens to drivers who try the toothpaste method. Fail, try again, fail again, and finally give up. They walk into the dealer and order new headlight assemblies. $400 a side on a basic sedan. $1,500 a side on a luxury car. $3,000 or more on some German vehicles. All to replace plastic lenses that were never actually broken. Every single one of those sales started with a driver who did not know that the lens underneath was fine. The damage was just on the coating. 3 layers of profit, all built on the same gap in knowledge. And the entire fix is $3 in sandpaper, $15 in clear coat, and 30 minutes of work. Look at your headlights in daylight tomorrow. If they look yellow, hazy, or milky, the factory clear coat is already dead. The plastic underneath is still fine. The lens is not ruined. You are not looking at a $400 replacement. You are looking at a $15 problem that someone wants you to pay $340 to solve. Drop your car's year and model in the comments. Some manufacturers have notoriously bad factory clear coat that fails in 2 years. Some last 8 years. I'll tell you which side yours falls on. Don't pay $340 for sandpaper.